Hello everyone, and welcome to the Faculty Lounge today. This is Tim Stack from UEN, and we are glad that you could take a few minutes on your Thursday afternoon to join us. We are going to jump right in and let Mindy Hintze tell us all about Lucidpress, which is a great new tool available for free to all educators and students in Utah. So just before we get going, just a reminder, if you have a comment or a question, we'd love to hear from you, and you can use the chat room down there in the lower left corner. Also, this presentation is being recorded, so if you have colleagues that you'd like to share it with, you can just go to the Faculty Lounge web page, which is at uen.org/Faculty Lounge, and there is a link there to the past episodes. So with that, I think Mindy is all ready to go. She was, but now, no. Oh, she is ready.
Yeah, I'm here.
It's all yours.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. And I'd like to thank Jared and Mitchell for warming up the room for me. Appreciate those jokes right before we get started. And for those of you who were with us last week, I think it was Rob who introduced us to Lucid charts. And Lucid has another great tool that's available called Lucidpress. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so I can just jump right in there. Give me 1 second to do that. And let's make sure. Great. So you can access the login or the place to log in to Lucidpress from the uen.org/Lucid. And I'm just going to show you this quick little video that's on the right side about Lucidpress. So it is a web publishing tool and a web-based layout and design application, and it does allow for collaboration. So you can't hear the sound from this video, but I think just by watching the images, you'll get the gist of it. So we'll just watch that quick. So this woman is creating a marketing team or a folder for the marketing team, some type of a flyer. She just invited multiple people to collaborate on this web-based layout with her. And you can see how easy it is. And this is really cool right here. She's adding a video to it. So when you create a web-based design, you can print it out, as you can see there in the video, but you can also make it viewable on the web, and it's interactive, and you can look at it on any platform, and it is one of those auto-adjusting presentation tools, so it looks great no matter what platform you're watching it on or looking at it. So if you signed up for Lucid Charts last week, you already have a Lucidpress account. If you don't, you can sign up for a free Lucidpress account. And Lucidpress is available to everyone for free right now because it is in beta. And if you already have the Lucid Chart account, then it's all integrated and connected. So everything works pretty flawlessly together. So I'm just going to jump over to the login and registration page. It looks a lot like this, and I'm going to log in quick. And you can have teams and groups set up ahead of time. As a teacher, you can kind of manage all of those accounts. You could put your students into groups ahead of time and share information with them. So this is my main dashboard. And from here, I'm just going to click on the green Create button that's on the left side. And from the drop down, I'm going to click a new document. Now I have all of these design templates. And if you notice in the top right, it says that some of these templates are for digital and some of these templates are for print. So the digital, of course, is going to allow you to have that interactivity where you can embed a video, multiple pictures that someone can scroll through right on a digital device. If it's for print, you wouldn't have that type of interactivity, and it would just be something that you could print out. And I want to show you at the very bottom of the templates, there is a yearbook template, and I think that this is pretty amazing, especially for charter schools or small private schools that maybe don't have the funds available to go with some of the major publishers that help everybody with the yearbook. They've got a free layout right here that you could use. Pretty amazing. So I'm going to just click on flyers to show you some flyers that I can create. Now this is again for digital, and I'm just going to click on the company flyer number 1 and give it a second to load here. And I'll just rename this quick. And I know that I've renamed it because up in the top left corner, it now has the new name. It says Hintze Test Flyer. And yes, Liz, the digital template is also printable like a PDF. And Carl, I'm not sure where Lucid is located in Utah, so sorry I didn't catch that question earlier. But now that I'm looking at this design template, there's some things that I can do. If I click on the text, you can see that it highlights that section of text, and if I double click on it, I can now edit it. Up in the top left, I have different fonts that I can choose from. I have sizing and some basic editing tools here across the top. You can see that, and I can change this to say whatever I need my title to be, and I've got the subheadline, and just by clicking on those text areas, it allows me to edit and change to whatever it is that I want it to be. Now I've got these pictures in the background, and I can edit and change those as well. And this is where I think Lucidpress is pretty amazing. If I double click on one of those pictures that are just, oops, there you go, I went ahead and moved that one. Let me put that one back. If I double click on that, I can see all of the pictures that have already been uploaded into my Lucid chart or Lucidpress account. If I want to add another picture, I can certainly upload one from my desktop. I can go search for that. And let me just cancel that. Or this is where it's pretty cool. I can search Flickr, or actually connect this to my Flickr account, to my Facebook account, and I can grab pictures off of my Facebook, Dropbox, or I can do a Google search. If I click on Google search, I then search down in the bottom, and maybe I just want to find a puppy. Oh, I think I spelled puppy wrong. That's kind of embarrassing. There we go. Puppy. And now if I check the pictures, I can import those into my account, and now I can use those to replace the picture that that right back here if I want to replace that with the puppy. Oh, sorry, that's just to upload. I need to right click. And that's not it either. Edit mask. This is so different. Editing the mask, let me just address that since I've clicked on that. Yeah, Jared, we need to find another picture of John Kelly. That I think was Tim showing some John Kelly love when we received our training. But to edit the mask, if I want to maybe show a different part of this picture, I can mask part of it and edit the mask by right-clicking on the picture, and then when I'm done, click enter, and it will highlight or display a little bit different part of that. Now, again, to replace the image, if I double-click on it, and I thought that I just had to click on it and then click enter, but that doesn't seem to be working. I probably should have practiced. There we go. Yes. So I can have that cute little puppy there and move that around. So as far as this being a web layout tool, or just to create your flyer or your newsletter or something like that, pretty easy to learn how to do it. Where there is power, though, is in the sharing part of this. So if I click up in the share button at the top right, I can now share this with specific people via an invitation and allow them to collaborate with me on this document. And I was talking to Ellen, one of the UEN web designers, and she said that by doing this, this saved her so much time by just inviting the contributors to enter their part of the layout directly onto the template that she created, rather than trying to get their copy from them and then modify it and change it. She just invited them directly and allowed them, to add their stuff directly there. Saved everybody a bunch of time. And then if I click on this Publish tab, I'm going to publish it for viewing, and it's going to take it just a second to publish. We'll give that just a second. Okay, and now I have a link that I can share with someone. And this is a dynamic link. So if I go back and change the document, this link will stay the same and it will just update. And notice next to the Publish tab, I also have an embed code that I can grab, and I can embed this in a couple of different places. So, well, any place that I can add that embed code, I can embed it. So one of the places is a My UEN page. And I'm just going to jump over here to my UEN page and show you. This is what some of these publications will look like on the web version. So this is pretty cool. This is just an image that I embedded in a message portlet in My UEN, and when I click on these images, I can actually get additional pop-up windows. Now, all of those windows all these little pop-ups were created in Lucidpress. Now, I don't know coding. I don't know HTML really to be able to do any of this. So Lucidpress scaffolds all of that for me, and I can create an interactive picture right there and embed it in my UEN page. If I scroll down, I'm going to show you a presentation that I embedded, and this is just, a sample presentation. So this is right in my UEN page, and that's pretty cool. And then the last one that I embedded is a interactive newsletter. So this text scrolls right here, and I can flip through these pictures and have a little slideshow right there on my UEN. That's pretty amazing. So to embed this in your My UEN page, you grab this code right here, and then I actually need to log into My UEN. I was just demonstrating. I wasn't logged in. Give me 1 second. When I go to my public page, and just on any of my pages, if I add content, a little message portlet, and when I edit that, I click on this little HTML right there. Now I can paste that embed code. Oops, I've got to go back and grab it. And then click Update and Save. And then close. And now that web document is right there. And when I click on the picture, it kind of pops up. But that's kind of a cool way to maybe share your class newsletter, or even if your students have created a country report or a book report using Lucidpress, you could publish those on your My UEN page. Now, those of us who are using Canvas, you can embed it in Canvas as well by editing a page and then switching to the HTML view. And you can see these picture slideshows work just fine in Canvas as well. And I've got that scrolling text, the little image with pop-ups. So pretty neat that you can create something in Lucidpress and then embed it someplace else. And I told you that that was dynamic. So if I change this to a new title, I do have to go back and re-save it again. And yes, Leslie, I'll show you how to embed it in Canvas. I do have to publish it again and update. And once I update, it should push it out to my UEN page where I embedded this. We'll just make sure it works. Okay, I'm just going to refresh that. And yep, so you can see it updated the document right there. Okay, in Canvas, I'm now back in Canvas, and from a page, if you click on Edit this page, and then instead of an HTML editor in the rich text editor, you have the little tiny switch views in the top right. When you click on that, this is where you can paste that code, that HTML embed code, and then it will embed. Just make sure you click Save Changes. Unfortunately, Canvas doesn't have that auto save anywhere. So the update is kind of nice. Yes, Mitchell, I agree. You can work on a draft, and then you don't have to push out the new version until you're ready to. But in this document, or I should not say but in addition to, down in the bottom left, I have that chat window. So while I'm working on this with my collaborators, we can have a little discussion, on the side to make sure we're all on the same page and we all are designing the same thing. So that chat feature is nice. And I just want to quickly show you a couple of other editing tools. So across the top, you do have your rich text editor that looks a lot like a word processor. And then on the right side, you have some additional tools. So you've got some page settings, some graphic settings, text settings again, the object placement, how you want the text to wrap around it. You can create a new style if you're going to be using the same type of style over and over again. And then these layers. The layers, each of these text boxes is on a different layer. So if I want to turn one of them off, I can just uncheck the little box next to the layer, and it will turn it off. So let me find, there we go. So that takes out the subheading. I can turn that off, and then I can add additional overlays if I want to add a blank layer before I start adding things on. Now these four little icons in the middle bottom, this first icon is the layout mode. This is where I will be working. The next one is the interactivity mode. So this is if I wanted to add a video or something like that, or the pop-up. It starts there. That is the preview. Oh, what is that mode? That one looks like preview. And then that one is the full preview. And then to go back to the layout mode, I can just click on layout. Now, one thing that's a little wonky about this program, in my opinion, is you can't click and drag to zoom like you might have seen in other programs. You have to use this zoom controller that's bottom left. So if I want to, zoom in a little bit, I have to use that drop down menu or drop up menu. Is drop up? I don't know if that's right, but there you go. I think that's about it. I know I'm finishing pretty quickly. We went pretty fast on this. Does anybody have any questions about Lucidpress? I'll give you a minute to type if you have any questions, but one thing to keep in mind as you're setting up either Lucid Charts or Lucidpress in your school, I would recommend that you go through the Lucid Charts first and set up your teams. And you can have up to 500 members on one team, and then in those teams you can have multiple groups and then multiple subgroups underneath those. So, if you want students to work on a cross-curricular activity, they'll need to all be on the same team, and then they can be in multiple groups. Liz, your question is, this was originally available on a trial basis, but now it's free through UEN. Yes. So if you go back to the Lucid, uen.org/Lucid page, you can sign up here. So this, let's see. So on the left side, it's Lucid Charts, and on the right side, it's Lucidpress. But just sign up for Charts first. And then when you are in Lucidpress or Lucid Charts, you can see by clicking on my name on my account, I can switch back and forth between those two services. So sign up for the team account, and then after you sign up for the team account, Liz, you'll sign up and fill out this educational request form. and they'll know based on your email address whether you're a Utah school or not, and then you'll be able to have Lucid Charts and Lucidpress. If you're not with a school and you just want to use Lucidpress for free, it's free for everybody, so you can just sign up for an account with Lucidpress at lucidpress.com. Yeah, it's nice, Leslie, that you can go back and forth between the two accounts. And the pictures are integrated into the two services as well. So any pictures that you upload into Charts will also be available in Press, and anything that you upload in Press will also be available in Charts. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I think Jared and Mitchell are going to fill the rest of the time with jokes. We've got about 10 minutes left, so I expect some great, G-rated jokes from those two. And you will be able to see the archives on this. And as we're rolling this out, I do know that we're talking about doing a full day training on Lucid Charts and Lucidpress, but we don't have a date for that yet. But if you do want more information about that, or if you want us, to kind of keep you on the hot list of people who would be interested, just give us an email, drop us a line, and we'll keep you on that list. So thanks everybody for showing up, and I hope I answered all your questions.
Okay, great. Hey, thanks, Mindy. Good quick overview of our this great new tool, Lucidpress. So with that, we're going to wrap up. I'm just going to ask Mindy to stop sharing her screen. And I'm going to put the schedule back up so you can see what is coming up in the next couple weeks. Next week, I'll do a little presentation on using iMovie on the iPad, and specifically the trailers type of project that is available now on your iPad. A really great tool for student projects, from book reports to story, what I did over summer vacation stories. A great tool for those kind of projects. You can see the next week where Justin's going to tell us about My On Books, which is one of the resources out of the Pioneer Library. And you can kind of see the rest there that are coming up. All right, with that, I think we will wrap up. And thanks again for coming on your Thursday afternoon. And we hope to see you next week. Take care.